Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to the session. In this session, I will explain the various Cisco iOS commands level. Commands level are commands mode, from which you can able to configure the Cisco devices such as switches or routers through the command line interface. Cisco devices enables give you the flexibility of configuring the devices through command line interface CLI mode. Basically, there are three common command modes available to for configuration and for viewing details of the configurations of the Cisco devices. The first command mode is user executable mode. All right, when you start the session, when you the switch is on, I mean boot completion of boot, okay, it lets you to enter into the user mode. First it modes, so it will show the commands like prompt switch a greater than symbol, right? So it has a limited access for the users to see the commands and their configuration settings. We have limited access, so by using the command show under this executable mode, right? So second mode, you need to move from the user mode to the privilege mode or enable mode. Also you can call it enable mode by using the command enable. Okay, just type enable to the previous executable command, it will let you into the privilege mode. This privilege mode provides all the access commands, enabling more detailed examination and control of the device operations and configuration. Whatever the configuration you have set in the Cisco devices, you can see all in detail as like a result of your configuration set for the switch devices or the router devices. It also provides a password protection, means only the authorized users can view these details about. You can examine the operations and the details of the configurations, only authorized persons. So it has some password level security can be applied. And the last one, global configuration mode or configuration mode, which gives writable access to modify the active configuration file. So it says once the switch or the router boots up successfully, it loads one file, configuration file, running configuration file. So it has a default settings. So you will, as an administrator, which configure further, okay, based on the requirements of the organization or company. So you configure the Cisco devices, interfaces, and the ports, okay, with various settings, right? So you can go, you have to do it in the global configuration mode, right? So it's basically configuring the your switch. So it has, you can execute various commands at this to configure. So to move from the privilege mode to the configuration mode, you need to just type the command configure terminal. So it lets you to switch this one, right? So from global configuration mode, we can enter further inner modes, that different various modes. Example, interface configuration mode, or VLAN configuration mode, line configuration mode, router configuration mode. Depends on the configuration settings you are applying. So let's show you some very basics commands, okay, about in each levels. Let's have one small topology, okay, with the two servers connected to the switch. I want to configure the switch, very basic configuration. So let's click on the switch and you will see the CLI command line interface, okay, and this mode. This is called user executable mode. The first mode, what we have seen here. So here, the prompt, the user executable mode. The first, after the booting process complete for of the switch, it will let you to in the user executable mode. So it will provide limited access. Basically, you want to learn some commands by your own. So just type help. Help command gives a list of commands which are available under the user mode. Sorry, not help. Sorry, this one, Control Shift 6. show command, show space question mark. Question mark is basically help, right? So when you click show here, so it has various commands under the privilege user mode, right? So you can see the various commands here. So like example ARP table and clock, you can system clock, and basically the interfaces and their configurations, IP information, MAC address table of the switch. You can go to the privilege mode and sessions and terminal mode, right? And VLAN, VTP. There are many various. By simply you can press question mark also. You just simply press question mark, right? You can have connect, disable, disconnect, enable mode, turns onto privilege mode, exit mode. You can exit from this mode to another mode, log out, ping command, show command. I showed show command, telnet, terminal, trace route. So there are various commands available in the user executable mode. So I choose the show command, right? For example, show, I want to use the show command. I just press question mark. It gives what is the next possible commands after the show, right? Let me see the MAC address table. MAC address table, right? Let's see here. Show MAC address table. Show MAC address table. Now the MAC address table is empty because we did not test any connection. The switch did not record anything. But I want to show you the show MAC address table here. Next here, show, you can just key here VLAN information. Show VLAN, hit enter. Now you see the VLANs available in the switch. So we have one VLAN 1, that other default VLANs. So 1, 2, and 4, 5, and the name of the VLAN 1 is default, and all the ports are under the same one single VLAN 1. So this is a VLAN to see the VLAN configurations, right? To view this one. So this is something more in detail. So now what is our next thing is to move from this user mode to privilege mode. How to go into the move, navigate to privilege mode? Just press enable. Just type enable, hit enter. Now this command, you see the symbol change to hash, from greater than symbol to hash symbol. This means you are now in privilege mode. In privilege mode, you have more options. Again, you can use the question mark. You can see more options of commands can available here. So basically, you have write command, you have show command again, and you have configure command, you have copy command, right? Like this. Let me see some commands like here. Show, again show command under the privilege mode. Show question mark. Now they are more further. To show they are more further here. Show MAC address table, and there are many commands. You see, you can have more port security, process running configuration command, startup configuration command, which are very important here, right? And TCP. There are more additional commands in privilege mode. Now from from the privilege mode, I want to move to global configuration command for configuration of your switch. So I use the command configure terminal. Configure terminal. So use here configure space terminal, hit enter. Now let's see here. You can see here now you are in configure terminal. For example, you want to go back. You want to go back and write. Just type exit. It will take you back to the hit enter. Enable mode. Again exit. You can take it back to the user mode. I mean privilege mode to user mode. Just again enable. Sorry, control shift 6. It will then enable. Hit enter. Then config terminal. Right. So these are the three different modes, right, of the Cisco IIS. Further, you have different various internal mode, which is under the global configuration mode. After the global configuration mode, let's see some of the configuration here. For example, question mark. I put one more question mark here. We can see here the various commands supported by configuration mode. Example, enable, and host, interface, IP, line, access list, rights, and username, VLAN. Then next, basically we use, now for example we'll use the first one is host name, right? So before we go host name, let's show this one. Go back to the, I want to change the host name. Now the current my host name is switch. This is the host name. So let's see here, host name command question mark. Further, so this host name requires one file, one name word, the system's network's name. System network, provide the system network. Example, I want to provide this CYT. Hit enter. And you see the host name changed to CYT. This is a configuration. I did a configuration, very basic configuration I did. So I want to go back, right? Now show running configuration. There is another file running, which means what is running in the switch, what are the default and interfaces and configuration set in under running this file. Hit enter. Now you see here running configuration, show running configuration. See the version we are using in this switch is this one, 15.0. There is no encryption and the host name is changed to CYD. Before it was switch, I changed to CYD. And there are, just click enter, enter. You see we have almost 24 ports. The switch consists 24 ports, fast Ethernet port and 2 giga Ethernet ports. Besides, it has a VLAN information and line, console, port support, and virtual terminals. Virtual terminal for login, for managing the switch remotely. So that's the basic configurations, which is default configurations running in the switch. All right, there is another one, is called show startup configuration. Show, which is works only in the enable mode, privilege mode. So show startup configuration, it is not present now. So this basically startup configuration file is stored in NVRAM of the CISCO devices. So whenever a boot process starts, the startup configuration settings are basically copied, and initially this is only happen only first time, right? So the whole configuration is copied from the startup file. Now the startup file is empty, it has nothing. So, and it is stored in NVRAM, which is permanent storage area. Whereas the running configuration is currently running configuration. It is current configuration running in the RAM actually. So whatever you did configurations, you need to save it. You need to save all this configuration from running to startup configuration. Running to startup configuration to save your configuration. So when there is a reboot or a reload, a switch reload or restarted, so that the system iOS will look the startup configuration, not running configuration. So it will load the settings whatever you applied last time, right? So let me show you one example here. Now I have changed this UID, right? So how to copy this one? By using the command copy running configuration to startup configuration. So whenever you made some changes in the configuration, you always end with this command running to startup. Hit enter. Is a destination file name config, just say enter. So building configuration done. So now again run the show startup. Now before it was nothing, right? Before it shows not present. Now I use it here, startup. I will hit enter. Now it's same as running configuration. All right, so same thing. Now when I say reload, I want to reload them. It's like a restart. Proceed to reload. Yes, it's reloading the switch. So when the reload switch, it will take data from the startup file into the running configuration file. If you don't save, you will not see this data, right? Now you see it's reloaded, and you can see the name of the host name is switch. It means it is reloaded the data, a file from startup to the running config. Now it is running mode, right? So these are the different modes of your configurations, and there are basic commands which we are using in these commands: host name, show running configuration, startup configuration. The detail has been uploaded in the lab manual. Shutdown configuration, I just show you the running configuration to startup configuration. You can delete the configurations also. You can say by writing array startup configuration. Let me show you this and how to run this part here. So here enable, then arrays startup, hit enter, completed. Right now I deleted everything from the startup. Now I want to reload again. You see, reload, proceed, yes. Now that I lost the data from the startup, now it will lose everything from the startup and it will reset to default, and you can must see the switch. You see the switch because I lost the settings. I lost the settings because all your settings are permanently stored in the startup configuration file, right? So this is care must be taken while you apply any setting. You must save this one, right? So either you can use these copy command or write memory command, both are similar, right? So this is one thing, and there are basically more commands are available here in the system, right? So that you can learn by yourself. This is inshallah we will learn in the next sessions. All right, so there are some commands examples here. All right, let's go to this